Today I want to talk about tarot card readings. So we have noticed that tarot card readings has been done back in the 13th century already. It comes from Egypt. That's where we have the first notifications about it. And then it became very popular in Florence and central Italy and South Italy. In 1377, we have proof, really written proof in a book about this divinatory system used in Italy. So what is it about? We have a card deck called deck, consisting of 76 cards plus 22 major arcana cards. So the 76 are called minor arcana. The major arcana, which were are the most significant because they really show a step, an important step in life, an important change, or something you need really to change in your life. It's the important step. The minor arcana shows steps in between, little corrections of path. So to be able to read a card properly, you really need to know quite a lot about astrology, about numerology, about symbology, as Siggy Jung is talking about a lot about the symbology which he finds in the tarot cards, reflecting subconscious tools and issues. What else? Symbology, astrology, the colors play a big role. So I have here a few of the hundreds of decks you can find nowadays in the esoteric shops everywhere. The differences are according to the one who designed the new ones, but the symbology at the bottom line are always the same. So maybe I just pick up a card and see what comes up. So this is called Crowley Tarot card readings. Crowley was a very, very interesting magician, called magician, back in the 18th century. He made these cards. It's called Crowley Tarot card readings. Crowley was a very, very interesting magician, called magician, back in the 18th century. He made these cards, beautiful cards with really beautiful designs, putting in all the symbols, all the most interesting tools that you can read in a card, everything you really need to understand. And so you see here, for example, the 13, which is called death, which means finish the old story and start a new story. So it's represented quite macabre. He was a real magician, very, very black magician. That's why the cards are really, really interesting, what he did. Let's pick up another one a bit more joyful. So this one is the Queen of, come closer. Look at this beauty, the beauty of this card. It shows this woman, the queen, holding a staff and having a the jaguar beside her, showing the power she's able to emanate. So picking up this card, there would be a lot to talk about the subject who asked the question. So coming back to the person who asked the question, the interpretation of the card this subject is picking up is very much according to the person who asked the question, So for example, here, this other deck, which I like very, very much, it's the Osho Zen Tarot card. The designs are very soft, very loving, very colored. This is, for example, is the symbol for creativity, is the third card of the major arcana, and you can read a lot of things in here. For example, the reaching out for the new, reaching out for the moon, but the moon, as you see, is nearly black. It's a few days before new moon. So this is a message saying, wait a few days. The decision should not be made right now because the moon is going to be black soon. And when the moon is black, it means pause, do nothing. Wait for the event to show up. So this is the message to wait a bit, wait a few days until the moon changes. After the black moon, the new moon will come up, and then you have the power to make the right decision. Another deck I like very much is the Neo Tarot card with Zen stories. Each card tells a story. Beautiful again, very simple designs, dramatic anecdotes out of Sufism, out of Buddhism, out of Hinduism. It's quite a religious way of reading. Look, this is Becoming Centered. It's called Becoming Centered, the 19. So it's a major arcana card, the 19, Becoming Centered. So this is a meditator sitting there in the middle of the yard, and the most beautiful woman of the village is dancing for him to catch his attention, but he's not looking at her. He is able to remain in his meditation totally centered and not being distracted by anything, not even this beautiful woman. This is another beautiful card. Look at this one, for example. This is Jesus chasing the Pharisee out of the temple. So powerful. It's called compassion. So compassion by being violent, by saving the reputation, by saving the space he was holding. You know, that's the space of a temple. He wanted it to be respected and not have the merchants there selling and making business. So he chased them out of compassion. It's a very interesting card. And so on and so forth. It's the most beautiful way of going into your subconscious, not the unconscious, because unconscious is really unconscious, as the word says it. You cannot know it. But the subconscious is just there, just below your conscious. And going a little bit, digging a little bit on that conscious level to go